noise.
Welcome back to the next part of this Truth and Rhythm episode. Be sure to subscribe to this channel. If you've already done so, please share it with friends. Also become a member by joining Truth and Rhythm on Patreon, or consider donating at funkinstuff.net. Thank you so much for your interest and support. Enjoy.
To get the chronology and credits right, Aaron, were you on Alligator Woman?
No, I wasn't on it. That's Michael Burnett. I wasn't on four Cameo albums. I wasn't on them. No, that's Michael Burnett. He's a great bass. He's passed. He was a great bass player. They took my place in Cameo.
So what record did you come back on?
I came back on Word Up. Word Up.
All
yes,
right.
Word Up.
Yeah, so Alligator Woman Style, She's Strange, and Single Life. You were gone. And 86.
Yeah, I was out of Cameo.
86 Word Up came. So do you have any idea though, Aaron, why the group cut down its members like so much? Was it because of the style they wanted to change, or was it because it saved money, or?
Well, I think it was at that time, you had a lot of 2 and 3 artists out there, 2 people, 3 people in a group, and Larry wanted to scale it down for commercial reasons, because having a group with 10 people in it, you couldn't, it's just, I really don't know why, Scott. I don't know. People do some of the strangest things sometimes,
Well, it was impressive. It was impressive though that the group, kept still, being in there with a hit record every year, pretty much, even though the personnel changed, and it just kept rolling.
Right. Yeah,
and
it was good.
You also went and did some other projects like Ramsey Lewis and Charles Earland, and that Charles Earland is a funky record. I really like that one.
Yeah, Charles Earland. Yeah, he was organist, and that was a funky record. And we did some work with Ramsey Lewis. It was great. And I also did some stuff with OutKast that was really great. People don't know, but I played on Sorry Miss Jackson. Also, Hey Y'all. Big records, bigger than Cameo's records. And Prototype, played on a few, it's, and in other words, it's like this. Once you do something, if you got anything to offer people, somebody gonna hear you, somebody gonna need you, or give you a shot to play on their record. And that's why I take every recording serious. I leave no corners unturned. I play from the heart, straight from the heart.
How did you make the connection with the OutKast guys?
Well, we had just come in from Atlanta, from Japan to Atlanta. And I was laying in bed asleep when we got to Atlanta. And somebody about 5 o'clock in the morning knocks on my door. And this engineer by the name of Shy Boy, and he says, "Aaron, come on, man, I want you to come play some tracks." I was like, you talking about record some tracks? And he said, yeah, man. He says, with the OutKast. I'm like, I didn't, I had heard of them, but, 5 o'clock in the morning, going to record. So I got up thinking to myself, well, this must be something. You coming to get me at 5 o'clock in the morning, I know we're going to do some tracks. And we took me down to the studio, Stankonia, and I recorded with OutKast. And believe me, I didn't know how big those guys were going to be. Those guys were huge, and they are huge now. And that goes to show you always got to be ready, stay on top of your game, and you get there. That's all I can say.
What has been your experiences with Andre and Big Boy and
my experiences?
Yeah, I mean, how well do you know them? Have you performed with them?
Never performed with them, but I did go on the road. I taught Dre bass for a minute, and we would kick it around, Dre 3000, and kick the bass around and kicking the can, just kicking the bass, show him skills and stuff like that, and that's why he's the musician and artist that he is. He's open-minded, he's always reaching for something. And that's what I remember about Dre and Big Boy and them. They were great. They were serious rappers. I don't even think in terms of those guys as being rappers, even though they rap, but they are just smart. They're smart. Very smart. And that's what it takes to be in this business. They're original. They are original. And they got it. They got it. They got the whole package.
What was how did it go when you got back with Cameo? Did you reach out to them? Did Larry reach out to you? How did that happen?
Getting back in Cameo, when I came back to Cameo?
Yeah. How'd that happen?
I never thought about that. Because while I was out, I was always in touch with Larry. I knew everything what was going on with Cameo. He said, one day we'll hook up and do it again. I said, okay. But when I came back in Cameo, it's like, like putting on a broke pair of shoes. You already broke them in, Shoes, they fit. It was a fit, like a hand in glove. It's just a natural fit. So we just picked up the pieces and took off again.
Well, why did the bass chair open up again at that point?
I don't know. But it was open and I took the chair.
So
I took the chair.
Yeah, you went back to your rightful throne in the bass chair there. What do you remember about recording the Word Up tracks though? Because obviously that crossed Cameo over and got him to a whole different level of fame and popularity.
Man, it's been so long. Doing Word Up. I mean, Cameo was at the forefront. It's like, I looked at it as like we're doing another record, just another record. It's just do this record and move on to the next. Nothing exciting about it. Just playing the groove, playing what everybody wants to hear.
Well, for you, Aaron, that was the first time that you played with them, though, in that smaller, group. How was it different from when you used to play with the big group of Cameo versus the smaller group?
For the smaller group, I mean, naturally, it opened it up. It's just open. You could play. Well, I could play anything. Basically what I wanted to play, as long as it's in the realm of what we're doing. And it just gave me more freedom and less people to run into on stage. Yeah.
Did you come up with that bass riff for Word Up?
Larry, that's Larry's groove. Yeah, that's Larry Blackman. Yeah.
Earlier when you said, Aaron, that, you were drawn to bass because it was like candy, and then this record, you actually had the candy track.
Yeah. Well, that record there, I mean, like, some songs Larry would write the bass lines, or whoever could come up with the bass lines. They would come up with the bass line, and it would be left for me to interpret that and record it. You know what I'm saying? You know, somebody said, dun, 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 dun. Oh, you talking about, dun, 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 dun. You just record it, that's all. Makes no difference who come up with it, as long as it's hot and it's good. That's how Cameo was, At least that's the way I feel.
Did you go out on the tours after Word Up caught fire?
Oh, yeah. Went out on the tours, London, all those places. I toured with Cameo. I am Cameo's bass player as of now.
So,
and glad to be there.
What was it like when, you must have been playing like all-time bigger venues and bigger crowds after Word Up was a pop crossover hit like that?
See, Word Up was huge, and we were playing like stadiums, and I mean the crowd would be crazy. It's mad, man. It's mad. It's mad. I have mad love for people that love Cameo, our music, any musician should have mad love for their audience. The fans are great, And when you hear somebody say, "Oh yeah, I know that. I know you played on that." That's good, But what, that's what it's about. It's about giving, and you give and you receive. So it's great for me.
And you were on all those subsequent albums, Machismo and Real Men Wear Black, Emotional Violence, Sexy Sweet Thing, and also on Tommy's solo record.
Yes, on a few records. I've been on some of them. I've forgotten I was on. Some of them I may have been on, and some of them I won't. But it makes no difference. I'm still in Cameo.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way it is.
Did you have crossover with Charlie Singleton?
Did I play with Charlie Singleton?
Yeah, were you in the group at the same time when he came in?
Oh, yeah. I was there when Charlie came in. Charlie's a great musician, man. You know what I think? He's the best musician that's out there. He's a winner. Believe me, Charlie is great. And he shows it. He's a great musician, a great person. Much of my love, my heart goes out to Charlie Singleton. He's a great musician. When God made him, he threw away the mold. That's how good Charlie is. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Play anything. Build, make anything. He's great. He's a great individual.
What would you say are a couple of aspects that are sort of identifiable about your bass style? Is there like something you favor in your technique that's kind of, you think, identifiable as Aaron Mills bass?
I don't know what it is. I don't know. I just play. I don't know what it is. People may love, I don't do much popping these days. I'm not a pop freak like I used to be. Slap, if you want to say that. But I just believe in playing the bass, You want to slap it. You want to pop it, pop it. You want to pizzicato with your fingers to do that, as long as it's happening, as long as it's good and funky. But I just play, man. You know, I don't know what it is. You know, I hear guys say, well, you know, he does this so well and stuff. I don't know. I'm just playing. That's the gift. That's why it's a gift. You know, I don't know. God gave me the gift. Y'all should ask God what it is. Maybe you get that full answer. But I just play it. When I grab the bass, like I played in church today, I just play. You know, being able to adapt to what genre of music, that's what it's about for me. You know, if you're going to play some reggae, if a reggae song came on, can you play reggae? If a jazz tune on, can you play jazz? Funk song, same with that. That's how I grew up playing. It didn't make a difference what style of music I was playing. You know, you got to be able to play a little bit of everything.
Versatility.
That's why. Yeah, be versatile. And sometimes that's hard for some guys to do. You know, you get locked into one thing, and before you know it, that guy, he only plays this. Well, I don't want to be categorized as that. I want to be called the guy that can play a little bit of everything. He can play some reggae. He can play some funk. He can play country and western too. That's me. So like a jack of all trades.
Well, the beauty of that too, I think, Aaron, is if you can do that, you can bring little elements of those other genres. You can cross breed them. You know, you can interweave them a little bit, and it makes it more unique.
Certainly, yes, you can. That's right. Could picture somebody that only plays rock and roll, stuck in that one slot, can't go out of it, can't get out of it, don't know how to get out of that slot. He's going to be frustrated every time he grabs his instrument. He can't do, you only can do so much, even with jazz. You know, you want to be able to walk the bass. You want to be able to slap it. You want to be able to do a little everything. That don't mean you have to be the best, but be able to do a little of everything, a little bit well, is better than a guy not being able to do it. So that's how I look at it.
Aaron, what are your favorite Cameo songs to play?
Of course, Cameosis, Single Life, Word Up to Candy, Keep It Hot. Those are my favorite songs. Sparkle, yes. Feel Me. That's Get It.
A Single Life was one that you weren't on that record, right?
No, I wasn't on it, but I love it. I love it. I like how Mike Burnett played that. I love how he played that.
Well, I think that speaks well to your, open-mindedness to embrace it like that, even though you didn't do the original.
Oh, yes. For a guy, I'm not the jealous type, like, just because I didn't do it don't mean, that it's happening. I got to give him his credit. He played the hell out of that. He was a great bass player. I wish Cameo great. I mean, all the blessings in the world. Just because I didn't do it doesn't mean that it's not good. That's another thing. Too many musicians out here, people just in general in the world, think that if they didn't do something or have to come up with it, or it's nothing going to down talk somebody, you better look out. It'll slap you right in the face. You have to stay humble. You got to be humble and give credit to where credit's due. So it doesn't bother me one bit. I thank Mike Burnett. I thank him. You know, he took Cameo and he took it somewhere where he envisioned it to be. You know, that's great. That's the makings of a great musician.
Did you ever get a bass solo spotlight in any of the shows?
Oh yeah, I've had several bass solos. Yes, sir. I had a show in London we did, and so I'm going to take a bass solo. And I forget what song it was on, but anyway, right when the solo came, I was coming out, and the lights were on, hit me right in the eyes, and I tripped over the monitors and fell in the audience. Well, fell on the floor. That's how that turned out. I hit about a 5-foot drop head first. Bam, knocked my bass all out of tune. I was embarrassed. Had dirt on the side of my face from people. You know, all the people spread it like the Red Sea. So, yeah, but I've had some solos. It took a while to get back up to do that, but I've had plenty of solos.
That is wild. You weren't hurt, though? You were okay?
Yeah, I was okay. I was stunned for a moment. It took me about 3 weeks to take another solo, though. I tell you, that was something.
Did the guys razz you about that?
Man, when it happened, everybody was laughing. Even the crowd was laughing. The audience was laughing. I thought, you know how you see people jump off the stage and they catch the person.
Right.
They parted like Red Sea.
Yeah.
It was like a V. Man, they parted and let me hit the floor. Man, I was almost. I was dazed.
Wow.
But I made it through.
Yeah, you survived that.
Yep. I've had a couple incidents on stage. You know, I've been cut my eye. Had to go get stitches for that. You know, several little accidents on stage where they're going to happen. You know, but the name of the game.
Is there a Cameo track or two that was not a hit that you really kind of like, and you think maybe it should have gotten more attention, or you think people should go back and check it out?
There's some tracks. Yeah, I can't remember any names, but some tracks, like this one track Miles Davis is on, In the Night. That was a good track. I forget what album is on, but In the Night, you heard that track by Cameo?
Yeah, it's an instrumental, right?
Yeah, it's an instrumental. That was a great track, and man, there's so many tracks that don't get heard, get the attention that they should get. But as they say in the music business, you win some, you lose some. Well, everything's good.
Speaking of that, why do you think the hits kind of slowed down for Cameo in the 90s?
Well, in order to stay on top of the game in this business, you have to keep recording, keep coming up with something new. And sometimes that gets to be hard when you got a hard head leader. One person leading everything can get stagnant, I should say. But anyway, that's that. To sum it up for you. You know where I'm coming from.
Yeah, well, I felt there was, I don't know if it was a record label or Larry's decision, but it seemed like there was a lot of effort to sort of recapture the Word Up vibe.
Mm-hmm. Right. And once, you do a record, that's gone. That's gone. It's like you got to turn the page. You got to go back, get down in the trenches, and rehearse. The band needs to jam. Basically, that's what it is. You're not creating anymore. There's no one person but Stevie Wonder can do that shit like that. You know, just to do what he wants to do. And, you know, when you got a band, you got to keep it fresh. You got to stay on top of your game. You got to.
Yeah, or Prince kept changing things up.
Prince. Prince. Well, in time, it would have probably called Prince.
Did you ever?
I don't know, but
did you ever meet or cross paths with like Prince or Bootsy or George Clinton or any of these other sort of funk iconic people we haven't talked about?
Oh yes, yes. I met every one of those guys you name. I met them. They were down to earth, good to be around with. In order, you know what gets me about a lot of entertainers gets on my nerve. You know, you get where you get the big head. They don't know how to stay humble. You got to stay humble. To stay on top, you're going to stay humble. I met Prince. First time I met Prince, I was in Canada. And we were having breakfast that morning. Somebody said, "Here come the Prince." And I'm looking, where's the Prince? I thought, I'm looking for a Prince. In comes this little short guy with them high heels and shoes on. Floor clacking the floor, click, 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 click. He's just walking. I said, "That's Prince." "Hey man, how you doing?" Very, very shy guy, but he was cool. He was down to earth. Bootsy, cool, down to earth. George Clinton. Oh hell, George down to earth. Most people are like that, man. But one thing that turned me off is big egos. Big egos. I hate to see our people, especially our people, get on an ego trip and don't know how to, can't survive it. You can't make it like that. You got to stay level-headed.
Did Rick James fall into that category?
Oh, Rick James. I met Rick. He was like that. Had an ego. But still, he was cool with everybody, Rick was Rick. He was Rick.
Did
He's
Cameo,
a good person.
Did Cameo do any shows with Rick James and the Stone City Band?
Oh yeah, we did a tour together. I forget what year it was in, but we toured with Rick. We had Super Freak, and then he had that. What's that song he had? She's a freak. She's a freak.
It is Super Freak.
Yeah, he had
Super Freak.
Yeah, Super Freak. Yeah, that was a freak tour. Man, that was a wild tour. Yes, sir. Yeah, that was a good tour. Plenty everything on that tour.
So, you got some new tunes, you got some new music, and I appreciate you sending that over so I could listen. I really enjoyed it, Aaron. And, I got thoughts and feedback on all of them. I don't know if, whether you want it or not, but,
I want to hear the feedback. What's the feedback? I need to hear that.
Well, very cool, especially, for me as the funk guy, independent, that one is hard. That one's really jamming. That's the most funky one. Rumbling bass, and that synthesizer in it reminds me a little bit of the synth from Summer Madness.
Okay.
Which is not that's a good thing, I think, because that's a classic. And of course,
Wishing Upon a Star.
Yeah, you got a cover of Wishing on a Star. It's like really cool. It's like jazzy take. You got your little jazzy bass, things going through it. So that was really cool too.
All right.
Paper is another funky one. You got a little more hip hop flavor in that, and also a little bit like sort of the Cameo style meets the time, with some rap in there too.
Yeah. Okay.
The drum sound in particular is a little bit of Cameo type.
Mm-hmm.
And Freedom, that's more of I guess that's more of the most standard type thing in terms of with a vocal, and your bass is really active on it. And Who's Cool, another real jazzy, and I like your bass solo is cool in that one.
Okay. Well, Scott, you know what? Now, Freedom, you believe it or not, believe me or not, that's my son singing that song.
Oh yeah, wow.
That's Brandon Marcel. He sings with Leon Bridges.
Wow, nice. How old is he? How old is he?
Brandon, he's about 33, 34, somewhere in there. That's Brandon Marcel Mills. Pull him up on the internet. Oh, he's talented.
How many kids do you have?
I got 5 boys. All of them musicians. All of them can play and sing and do something.
Wow.
I'm going to get them. If I can get them together, I'm going to do a Mills Brothers album. Hopefully, I hope to do that one day. Yeah, but very talented.
What inspired you to do the Wishing on a Star?
Wishing Upon a Star. It's just a song I feel that I could do it, do it justice. At least, it has a great melody, and you could do. I feel you could do a great jazz thing with that, Add some percussions to it. It's just a great song to do. It's one of those songs that grows on you.
I always really liked the melody of that one too. Rose Royce. Did you guys ever do any shows with Rose Royce?
Oh yeah, yes sir, we did. Let me tell you, man, I'm telling you the truth right now. There is nobody from the 80s, 70s, 80s, and the 90s that we haven't played with. I mean that. We've been on the show with them, except Michael Jackson, Madonna, somebody like that. But we play with everybody, man.
Well, who's one or two then? Who's one or two then that you thought brought it the hardest on stage aside from you guys?
I tell you, man, that group Pleasure, and who else? I just only think of Pleasure, man. That group there just impressed me so much. They were on fire the time that I played with them. They were huge. They were great. They were great.
I had Nate Phillips on the show with Michael Hepburn from Pleasure. Those guys were great to talk to also.
Oh, yeah, I can imagine. Next time you talk to Nathan, tell him I said hello.
I will. Yeah, he's you talk about no ego and down to earth. Those guys definitely are that.
Yeah, he's a great guy, man.
Well, that glide bass line still is just incredible to me.
Yes, it is. It is incredible. It's incredible. Who would have thought of that? Bing, 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 bing. I mean, Nathan was. Oh man, that's impeccable, man. Ooh, Lord have mercy.
I agree. Are there maybe 2 or 3 other of your favorite like funk bass lines by other people?
Maybe what now?
I said, are there a couple of other, let's say Glide is one. Are there a couple of other bass lines by other people that are your favorites?
Not many. Slave, Mark Adams, play some good, interesting bass lines. Mandrill.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's about it. You know, I mean, I go back and listen to that stuff now. Mandrill was hot. They were hot.
Yeah, when you talk about being able to play different genres, they brought a bunch of them together with what they did too.
Oh, yes. Yes. That cut fence walk is, that's funky. That's true funk. That's funk right there.
Did you get to meet Miles Davis?
Oh, yes, sir. I met Miles Davis. Mm-hmm.
Wow. Was there anybody that you were sort of starstruck by? I mean, was he one of them?
Miles, you know, I mean, after meeting Bird, I mean, Bird was no Miles, but I would consider Bird in that same genre of music and category. But Miles, he's just the innovator of all people. He's like a prince. I mean, you know, he's so cool, yet so hard and fresh. He's everything that a musician should be. You know, Miles is my hat off to him. He's like great. He's great.
So, is there anything that we didn't cover that you got any other stories from like some show that you guys did or something else that we missed?
No, I'm ready to go eat. I don't know about you, Scott. I haven't eaten yet.
I can't stand between a man and his appetite, you know?
Yeah, I'm going to keep it real with you. Old boy's getting hungry now.
Yeah, I heard that. Okay, well, look, tell the people how they can keep up with what you're doing and know when that new music comes out.
All right. This is Aaron Mills speaking. You can keep up with me. Do watch this interview, and I'm on Facebook and YouTube, and you're going to hear some new music from Aaron Mills, the Aaron Mills Project, in about 2 weeks. Scott just gave me my review. I'm going to get that paper. I think I'm going to go with that one, Scott.
And so are you going to put out an EP or just singles or what?
I'm going to put out a single first. Just drop a single. Do a video and drop the single.
All right. Well, hey, everyone watching, listening, definitely pick that up. It's a jam, and it brings together all those elements, like I said. And Aaron, man, congratulations. Thanks for sharing all these stories, and thanks for all the great music, man, you've brought to us and those bass lines.
Well, it's my pleasure. I wish everybody well. And good day. Thank you, Scott, for having me, really. I want to commend you on that. And to thyself be true.
I hope you enjoyed this episode of Truth in Rhythm. A big thank you goes out to our guest as well as to you, the viewer and listener. Also, much gratitude to Pleasure for supplying the show's funky opening and closing music. As a reminder, you can always access the complete list of linked shows by episode at funkandstuff.net. I urge you to support this program and receive the extra benefits along with that by subscribing to the Funk and Stuff channel on YouTube and sharing it with funk, R&B, and jazz lovers, joining Truth and Rhythm's membership program at Patreon, submitting a donation at funkandstuff.net, buying Everything is on the One, the First Guide to Funk book at Amazon, shopping at the Funky Things store, for cool merchandise at funkinstuff.net, and linking through funkinstuff.net for all of your Amazon purchases. In addition, if you're an artist or anyone seeking proven, results-oriented professional marketing, PR, writing, or editing consultation or production, check out the media services section at funkinstuff.net. Also, I encourage you to drop me a line at scottg@funkinstuff.net. I love the feedback, suggestions, guest requests, appearance and sponsorship inquiries, and just talking about my favorite subject, groove-based music. For now, and as always, this is Scott Dr. GX Goldfine saying, keep on vibing to the rhythm of the one.